Friday, September the 3rd, we're getting ready to leave from Rocky Bluff Campground and hike to Wind River Bridge. Here you are.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, we're starting up trail number 88, Centennial Trail. It says 23 miles to the Salmon River. We're here at the turn to Trail 310, which I had originally planned to take, and I decided with how good this Trail 88, which is labeled the Idaho Centennial Trail, is, that we're just going to continue to follow this instead of taking the way up and up and up and up. This is the beginning of Trail 310. As you can see, it is one direction and that's vertical, and goes on up and tops out about 7,000, drops down a little bit, and then it continues on and on to some 8,000 foot mountains. But we're going to continue straight ahead on Trail 88. Okay, we've come a couple of miles now from the trailhead and found an ICT marker, and this ATV trail is merging into a gravel road. Looks like a gate that's for private property over to the right. So we'll follow this, and hopefully we'll run into 221 down the way. Okay, we've come about 5 miles now, and we're about to intersect with Road 221. And it sounds like there's some folks chainsawing up here. Okay, so now we come out on the other end. That sign says Centennial Trail number 88. It's 5 miles back to Rocky Bluff.
Oh, it's Saturday morning. We found this little pull-off from the road last night, and Darla found a place back in the trees a little bit of ways that you can sort of see the tent back through there. And we had a pretty good night.
This one's especially for Ken. Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid. We are ready to start off our day.
Rock and roll.
Well, we've come a few miles from our camp now, and we've made it to the turn on 394, going toward the old mining town of Florence, and it's up that way. And once we hike that 4 miles, then it's about another 8 miles past that to the Wind River Bridge. The way they mark these roads out here is kind of funny, because the sign was about 100 yards back that said Florence 4. Now this sign says Florence 3.
Great way to mark signs.
I like time warping.
Oh, he's got a tongue.
We found a vicious, deadly serpent here. He's all of about 12 inches long.
It's 12 inches too long. Okay, let's go.
Poor little serpent. You scared him.
You scared at least another 10 years off my life.
Now it kind of broke out here. We can kind of get a far off view. And I believe we're looking at the Seven Devils over there. Okay, we've reached the turn to 643 that goes to the old mining town of Florence, and our road continues straight ahead. We're maybe we'll save Florence for another day and a car trip. But it's about a mile off trail, and so we'll just skip it for now. Maybe someday. And we continue on down 394. Okay, we've made it now to road 9922. If we would have taken the high road, we would have come out here onto 394, but we opted to stay on the road 221 and connect to 394. So from this point, it is supposed to be 8 miles down to the river and the bridge. Well, we found this nice little campsite off the road to stop and eat lunch. Got a little bench and talked to a gentleman on a ATV for a little bit. We're ready to move on again. Okay, we've reached the turn to Trail 88. It says Bullion Mine 3.5, Salmon River 6 miles. Up that way. Okay, it says you are here at Bullion.
Ron, don't get close.
I won't. Okay, we have made a new friend today. Rattlesnake that is by the trail and rattled at us. Well, we're getting a nice clear view now of the river below and the road alongside it. Darla's heart is still beating quite fast. Okay, so Darla, how did that make you feel?
You want to live? My heart is still pounding, my stomach is sick, and I can't go any further. You're going to have to carry me.
Okay, hop on the back.
Okay, let's go.
I will be your llama.
Sounds good.
Well, we've come to a good viewpoint here. Looking at the trail I came down on from the other side way back in July, and comes down to that point. I was in contact with Darla by radio then it goes back into that canyon, way back in there, and then comes down where all those trees are growing, down where those two hills come together and meet. Steep, 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 comes down and comes down to the river. Okay, we've arrived at the Bullion Mine site.
Only 2.5?
Yep.
Salmon River, it says.
Centennial Trail number 88, going that way. Salmon River 2.5 miles.
Which way are we going?
Straight down. There's really not much to see here. Just some old metal pieces, and I saw a boiler or something, a big piece of pipe laying around. I would like to see the critter that hauled this sucker up here, up this high from the river. Big old massive boiler. Looks like another boiler over there and some other kind of machine. This is our first sighting of the bridge. You can see that canyon that I came down, the final canyon down to the road. Yep. There's a view of the Salmon River flowing in the direction of Brighams. Pretty impressive. And here is the first view of both the bridge and the car. The white Hyundai on the left, where that truck is stopping.
That's freaking me out.
And this is looking down at the Wind River. The trail that goes off into the Gospel Hump Wilderness. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are beginning our descent into the Wind River Bridge area with service to Riggins and Boise. We made it to the bridge. I counted exactly 60 switchbacks. Here comes Darla down the final switchback. Yes, done both sides of the Salmon River.